Yak'éi, Yak'éi. It's good to see you all. Welcome back to Raven's View. Today we're going to learn a new Tlingit phrase of the week. And this week's Tlingit phrase is ḥēikā-ķeiwa.aa. 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 All right, we will, as usual, break this sucker down into the letters and the sounds, and then build it back up again, and you guys can all practice along with me. All right, here we go. The first letter in this phrase is an H, and that's just a regular H. All right, next letter and sound is a double A, and in Tlingit language, when you write it out, sometimes there's a single A and sometimes there's a double A, or a short A and a long A sound. And even though there's two A's together in this one, it's still considered just kind of one sound and one letter. So together they are ah, 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 and that's just a long A sound. All right, next letter is a K, just a regular K that you might think of. K, k, k. All right, next letter is a double A, but this time it has a high tone mark on it. So this is a double A, long and high, and so that means the regular A's is ah, and this time the A's are going to be ah, ah, so your tone in your voice goes up a little bit higher for the high tone A's. All right, so here we go. High tone A's, long high tone A's. Ah, ah, ah. Good. All right, now the underline K. And the underline K is a sound that you push a little further back in the back of your throat. So the regular K that we did earlier is just a regular k, k, k that you would make kind of to the middle front part of your mouth. And now we're going to take that same sound and push it a little bit further back. So instead of a k, k, it's going to go k, 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 k. You can hear the sound there, and you could probably feel the sound inside your mouth and in your throat. So the underlined K and any letter that's underlined in the Tlingit language, you're taking that sound of that letter and pushing it further back towards the back of your throat. So in this case, we'll try the underlined K. 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 All right, very good. Now we're going to do an E and an I, and together that is one sound and one letter, just like before. So the E and the I together is a sound that is a long A, A, A. And so it's kind of like Fonzie's A, and that's a long A sound. And so we'll try it out here. A, A, A. All right, let's see. Next one is W. And W is just W, 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 W. All right, next letter is single A. Ah, ah, ah. And the next symbol, I guess, or letter or sound, I guess, is actually a lack of a sound. And the lack of a sound means that we are going to purposely use our vocal cords and kind of pinch off the sound and then open it back up again. And so this would be similar to if you were at a bakery and you just finished a cake and it was all decorated with frosting and flowers and a name and everything else, and it was getting ready to go somewhere, and you picked it up and you went over and you were carefully trying to take it to the next room to package it up, but by accident there was a rolling pin on the ground, and the rolling pin was there, and you slipped on the rolling pin and you had the cake, and then the cake went kersplat all over the ground. And then you and other people in the bakery might say, uh-oh, or something else probably, but uh-oh is a phrase that you might hear. And so in English, uh-oh is a sound where we're making the sound, we're breaking up that sound in between those two sounds, and then oh. If you didn't have that break in there, it would just be oh, oh, oh. And so we're making that little break and making it uh-oh, 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 and our vocal cords are pinching it off and then opening it back up. So that's the same idea for this, which is a glottal stop. And the glottal stop is written as a period, or just a dot or a period really, in a phrase or a word. And so that means whatever vowels we're making, we're going to put a pause with our vocal cords, cut it off, and then open it back up again. So in this particular case, it's just a pause. So you would pause the vocal cords. The next letters that come right after this is a double A, low and double A. So it's an A with the glottal stop and two double A's. And so if you didn't have the glottal stop in there, it would just be three A's or long A's all together. So what we're gonna do is put that glottal stop in between so you can hear that break in between there. And so that's what you do for a glottal stop. You kind of chop off the sound and then open it back up again. Hopefully that makes sense, but you can hear it in the voice as I say it. So the last double sounds in this is ah, ah, ah. All right. So I'll say all of them all together, and then we'll try it. You can try it with me. Okay, so the first part of this is ha, ka, ḳeiwa.aa, 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 ha, ka, ḳeiwa.aa. You got it. That's it. So loosely, I guess, kind of this can be interpreted as it has dawned on us. And this is a phrase that you might say in the morning to someone instead of maybe good morning, which there is a Tlingit language, a Tlingit phrase for that. Some people say yak'éi, ts'ootaat, and that is literally breaking down the word good, yak'éi, and the word morning, ts'ootaat. And that is kind of taking an English phrase that then gets transcribed and translated into Tlingit. But so this other phrase, ha, ka, ḳeiwa.aa, might be more of a traditional Tlingit phrase that one might say in Tlingit as maybe a greeting in the morning time. It has dawned on us again, which is kind of just like another way of thinking, I guess, when you're greeting somebody in the morning. So, you could do either or, yak'éi ts'ootaat or ha, ka, ḳeiwa.aa. The other thing that sometimes people will put on this phrase is a tsu, T-S-U, tsu. Tsu ha ka ḳeiwa.aa, tsu ha ka ḳeiwa.aa. And the tsu on there is kind of like again. So it's the phrase can then be kind of transformed into it has dawned on us again. So you're kind of looking out and another day is coming up and we're still here, we're still alive, and we're going to make the best of this day today. And, whenever the sun comes up, it's a new day, and that means we're still here, we're still living. So that's kind of how that phrase might be thought of. So I think that's it. To ha ka ḳeiwa.aa or ha ka ḳeiwa.aa. Very good. I hope that was helpful. I hope you learned a little bit of something today. If you did, learn it and pass it on to others. Pass it on to your friends and family and anyone else that you might run into so that they could then learn it and then pass it on and pass it on and pass it on. And you know how that goes. So you can also go backwards in time and review some of the other Tlingit phrases of the week that I have recorded if you want to learn some other phrases. And I'll be, of course, making new ones in the future. So ts'ootaat yak'éi. We will see you again. Gunalchéesh, Gunalchéesh. Eyak. Gunalchéesh.